we went on some of these. I'm a little worried about. Are we done with this?
Yeah.
Yep, we're good.
Tell me.
I'm just a little concerned that those questions are a little too directed to make, you're going to end up with a lot of the same. It strikes me as generating a little material that Michigan State could generate for themselves,
Okay.
which I want to avoid.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Not about depth, about I don't think 1,000 videos of people telling you they had a good time at a campus bar is a compelling content set. I think we got to find ways to get to very individual. I thought Nolan's was good. He told that story about that class that he had and making that connection with that professor that he's maintained was a really good example of.
Some of the other stories also had some really good nuggets like that, so, yep.
What I want to avoid kind of in the finished content is, I was a frat kid and we all went to Landshark together. And
we haven't had any of that, luckily.
yeah, I don't know. I thought Lauren's was pretty light and.
Lauren was I wanted her because of her role, and I thought she would talk about it. She was the biggest, between you and I, she was the biggest concern I had. You know who I had scheduled, who has a powerful story, is Craig Wyrick. Remember him from Muskegon, the president?
Yes.
Right? Unfortunately, we just found out 2 weeks ago he had cancer, so.
Oh, jeez. Oh, what a bummer.
Yeah, so he could not join us.
Are you comfy where you are?
Sure. Do you need me to move?
No. Need you to not.
Pretend my neck is fused.
Yeah, don't lock in quite that tight. Yeah, my wife and I have matching scars. I'm fused at C6 and 7.
Oof. They went in through the front?
Yep, she had her thyroid obliterated, so.
Yikes.
Instead of matching tattoos, you have matching scars.
We have matching scars. And I'm sure we're getting to the age where that will become more common. So.
More visible.
Okay. We are rolling and at your leisure.
You want to just start sharing a story, Chad? What do you want to tell me?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how to get into it that way. So I think the Dewey story is probably the one that reproducing that story is the right way to go.
Absolutely.
Do you have pictures that you can send us?
I do. I have a picture of, yes.
Okay.
I will send you a picture. I was going to print it, but.
Actually, I have it. I'll send it to you.
So you could even start this by saying, who am I looking at here?
Yep. Let's do that. We're good? Yep.
Sure, yeah.
Because we're going to do that, so. All right, Chad, tell us about this picture we're looking at.
So that's Dewey. That's the first Newfoundland that my wife and I shared together after we got married. And it's also the point of reconnection for Tracy and I in many ways to Michigan State after 30 years of living in Chicago. Tracy and I are both lifelong Spartans. We're actually from a generation that's now in its fourth generation of students. So my maternal grandfather in the 30s, my parents, her sister, she and I, and now our niece has enrolled this fall at Michigan State. So 4 generations of Spartans. All had the very compelling experience there. We love it for all the reasons that most people love going to Michigan State over the course of time. And stayed connected to Michigan State after we graduated in many of the same ways that most people do, I think. Occasionally go back for sporting events or go to Wharton for a show. Occasionally a class reunion or a rugby tournament or something. But all one-off kind of reconnections to the university on kind of a surface level. Good friends, big supporters, but wasn't part of our day-to-day lives. But about 15 years ago, that dog, who in this photo you're asking about is in the hospital, got very sick just after we moved back to Michigan from Chicago. He inhaled a grass seed that migrated from his lungs into his heart and caused a massive infection. Dewey ended up in the hospital there for a number of weeks, requiring a number of surgeries, all of which were successful, but none of which resulted in a complete cure for him. He was such a large dog that he was actually living on the ER floor in the vet clinic for a number of weeks while he recovered from his initial treatment. And while he was alive, he wasn't thriving. And in that picture, he's still hooked up to a nasogastric feeding tube and unable to eat on his own. So while he was alive, he wasn't thriving, wasn't able to stand up and move around, and wasn't going to survive coming home. And the vets at the clinic, who were living with him at their feet in a very inconvenient way, were going out of their way to provide him care directly, but also asking us and giving us an opportunity to come and help try to take care of him, to try to get him the rest of the way healthy, because, again, alive but not thriving doesn't get you sent home. And we very much wanted him to come home, as did they. So a month into the scenario, they started suggesting that it was time that we come actually spend some more time on the floor with him to see if our presence there might stimulate him and get him to do what he needed to do, which was eat, and then be able to move on his own so that he could come home. Otherwise, we were running kind of out of options. So my wife and I spent a number of weeks, 2 weeks, off and on down there, a few hours at a time, trying to get some encouragement, which didn't do the trick. And we got to a point where something really needed to change for him and for them and for us, because it really wasn't a sustainable situation. So they invited us to come down there and spend the days. And so my wife and I alternated day-long visits to the clinic, sitting in a kennel and bring him every imaginable kind of food that you can think of that might get a dog to try to eat on their own. So we cleaned the shelves out at Munger. And after 3 or 4 days of this, and really getting near a point where nobody thought this would change, I was able to find him a box of blueberry Pop-Tarts. It was the last thing that we hadn't tried yet. And for whatever reason, it caught his attention. He ate it and almost immediately stood up and began walking around. So a very long and painful for him and stressful for everybody situation ended happily. And we got to bring Dewey home and ended up having another 4 or 5 good years of life with us here in Michigan. And we were very, very, very grateful for everything they did for us there, for the care they delivered to him, for the way they treated us, for going the extra distance to allow us to be involved in his care. And we went home and kind of forgot about the event, probably because it was a PTSD moment for us and we really needed to get away from it. About 3 years later, Eric Langdon, the advancement representative for the College of Veterinary Medicine, I think on a whim and on a random event, showed up at our house and asked to sit down and talk to us. Eric was not aware of the care that we'd had there for Dewey or any of the other dogs, and he was just there to share. And we invited him in, made an immediate connection with him. He's a great guy. And he took the time to share with us a lot of detail about the other great things that are going on at the vet school at Michigan State in some detail, with I don't think any expectation that we had any connection to the college whatsoever, but we liked each other. And that visit, I think, made us revisit our experience at the vet school a number of years earlier. And we realized in hindsight just how impactful the care he had gotten there and the treatment we had gotten there as people and as alumni, and how important and how much that meant to our lives, and how much it made us more open to hearing the great things that were happening at the college that he was able to share with us, and taking advantage of the opportunity they gave us to be not only donors there, to be active members, I think, of the vet school community and family. And since then, the experience there and the things that we learned and the opportunities that we were given to engage with people there at every level have made us donors and lifelong College of Vet fans and family members. We've sponsored a scholarship for the dual degree DVM PhD students. We've endowed a oncology chair. We've also endowed a chairmanship in oncology there, shared between a human medicine vet school. Actually, I don't know if they actually do that, cut that. So we've had the opportunity to endow an oncology chairmanship in the college, and have turned relationships there into relationships with deans and faculty and students all over the campus in a way that's really, really changed our lives. And the more people that we meet at Michigan State through the relationships we first developed at the college, the more great things we see happening for the university, for the students that work there. And we appreciate more and more the faculty and the great human beings that are making Michigan State a game-changing place in higher education. And all from a moment that had almost nothing to do with our previous experience as Spartan, and we didn't think really had anything to do with our lives now. So,
What did you think and when you were first asked to be part of the Commonwealth campaign chat?
It was thrilling for us, honestly. What we've discovered, which is what I think everyone knows, is that you get more than you ever give. And we have met so many people prior to that invitation at the university who we help whenever we can. That the opportunity to do it in an organized way was both exciting and a huge honor for us. It's a privilege to be able to be with that group of people, and a privilege to be given permission to go out in the world and talk to other Spartans all over the world about the great things that are happening there, share our experience and how it's changed our lives. Becoming donors and people that are active in the community has changed our life, and getting people to share their stories with us, and hopefully getting them engaged in the university on the level that we've found we've been able to be engaged. And to share how to do that to some extent, to tell people that it's okay to do more than just go to a football game, even though we all love to go to football games. Make it a point to go to East Lansing and talk to a professor or a student or a faculty person or an administrator. You'll learn a lot. You'll remember why you loved Michigan State when you were there, and you'll discover that there are many, many, many more things going on there than you could really imagine, and that being part of the community and being a Spartan means more than just being a grad there. That being an active member of the community by giving your time, giving a donation if you can do that, or just engaging with people is a life-changing opportunity for people if you want it to be. And it's what makes the university great. It's the network of 560,000 alumni, as well as the students and the faculty that are every day, that make the university great and give the university the potential it has to change the world that it's really trying to do and very successfully doing every day.
It may sound redundant, but I'm going to ask it anyway. You've undertaken this storytelling campaign as part of your commitment to this cabinet. Why?
Because every Spartan that I've ever met has a story. Ours happens to be about dogs and Pop-Tarts. But everybody has something. And the chance to share that story is what gets people imagining how they can be more a part of the community, and what the university really needs at this time, whatever university really needs right now, is a new relationship with the people that made it. And the university is 560,000 graduates and faculty and students. And we all need to be engaged on a different level. It's the environment that is higher education right now is in a great deal of flux. The university needs money, but more than that, it needs engagement. It needs people that are interested and aware of what it's doing, and interested in seeing it succeed and thrive. It doesn't just mean giving checks, but giving more attention beyond an afternoon at a football game is a really, really good thing, and it's what will take the university into the future.
I lost my train of thought. Hang on, it's coming back to me. Oh, what would you say to that alumni, whether they're recent grads or have had good careers after they left Michigan State, that never actually thought about giving philanthropically to Michigan State? What would you say to them?
Well, I'd say that they aren't the only ones. My first donation, I graduated in '88, my first donation was in '96. I would say that any amount helps, and I think people often don't give because they think that the gift they're capable of giving wouldn't be helpful or meaningful, and that's absolutely wrong. Almost everyone I've met who's given at a very high level, including the people that are given at the very highest levels at the university right now, all started with donations that were single digit. Every one of them tells the same story. It was $5 my first year out of school. So it's the habit of giving that's important, more than the amount given. But getting everybody to participate, even at whatever level they're capable of, is far more important than getting just people that can contribute at very high levels to contribute. It takes all of us. And it isn't just the money, it's the engagement. Because when you give, you get an opportunity to learn. You get to meet somebody. You get to develop a relationship that isn't transactional. Maybe it looks like that on the surface, but it's really not. Everybody would be surprised how much faculty and administrators want to know Spartans and want to invite them into what's happening on campus. It's an impossibility with the number of students and faculty and administrators there are versus the number of alumni that they'd like to see engaged. So people have to kind of push themselves a little bit and seek out engagement on a level that isn't possible to come the other way. When I go out in the community, I hear a lot of people express a little bit of frustration because they feel like they don't hear from Michigan State enough, which is a legitimate point of view. The problem is they can't talk to everybody. There's too many. They really need people to go out of their way a little bit to find them. And when you do that, you'll discover that there are many, many ways to learn and be engaged and be part of the community on a level, and not just because you're a donor, but because you're interested in what's going on, that you can mentor a kid, that you can just understand what's happening at the university and share that information in the communities with people that don't have anything to do with Michigan State. All of this is what it takes to make the university great, keep the university great, and take it into the future.
Anything you'd like to add? We got a lot of great nuggets there.
Go green.
Another one.
Go green.
We're good?
Just stick one right here at this lens.
Go green.
And a go white.
Go white.
Go.
Go.
Good stuff. Thank you, my friend. That was awesome.
All right.
I'll take the clip off of that and it'll just drop right
And
there.
I think Steve will agree with this. I wish you would have stuck with the other four that did.
Oh, really?
They all had great stories.
Oh, good.
Yes. Lori was definitely, yeah. But
Thank you.
Sue Tellier,
Oh, I'm sure she
oh,
was.
Taryn, and Justin, all of them.
Good.
Taryn's got a TV thing.
Does he?
She's got like the
She
cue.
looks like
She gets it.
that girl from 90210 to me. The shape of her face.
Oh, I see what you're talking about, yeah.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Oh yeah, a little
Just the
bit.
shape of that
Little
face,
bit.
right? That kind of
Yeah, she's
really
got.
distinctive looking.
Yeah, she's got a great look. She's got a great voice.
Yeah.
And she's got a really great presence. Like